Hello and welcome everyone, I'm C.S.Gilmore and this is Scavenger SV-4. This is just a little something cheap, low res game, kind of short, nothing major. I just wanted to show it to you. Get you guys, show you this fun little game I had discovered and found rather enjoyable as just a fun little distraction to jump in and explore. So we've got this here. Personal log of Dr. Willie Hudson aboard ISC-284 Mercury. Open even the most rudimentary investigation one. Upon even the most rudimentary investigation, one finds that buried under all of the disinformation and outright lies believed by the average gullible fool, there are actually 4 provable alien artifacts known to humanity. All 4 are thoroughly documented. The social repercussions of their discovery were staggering. For 40 years, they held tight the public's imagination, but 100 years after the last one was found, with no further discoveries forthcoming in the matter. Even such a redefining development faded slowly into the background. Prominent academics detailed all the obvious inferences. Prominent scientists recorded every measurable characteristic. In time, there was simply nothing left to say about them. Today, they sit in radiation-shielding lead crystal enclosures, under artistic spotlights, museum pieces of immeasurable value, reduced to a curio kept upon humanity's mantelpiece. The fools say that I am unreliable, discredited, a suspect source. They close ranks against my papers, deny me publication, heap derision upon me. I can prove my persecution with evidence-driven scientific rigor. Let this log serve as an introduction to the most significant revelation of our age. Upon extensive study of these relics, I alone have deciphered their origin. My translation notes document my work in full detail, but I have come cynically to understand that merely doing right will not suffice by itself. When I return from the planet I know must exist, with dozens of artifacts, the very fools who discredited my work, Shauna Doon and Otis W. Warren, will be compelled to observe as history enshrines my name and not theirs. I have liquidated every asset to my name and taken out a number of disturbingly predatory loans to raise capital. I have made the acquaintance of one Lawrence Adams, owner and operator of a small spacecraft, the Mercury, and retained his services as transport and outfitter for this expedition, which shall rival the journeys of Darwin and Kearney in historical significance. I confess I had initial misgivings regarding my partner in this venture, as I was eventually reduced to recruiting him from a relatively disreputable establishment, but the ship appears to be space-worthy and the equipment I have requested has all been installed per specification. The die is cast. I find my traveling companion to be lacking in engaging conversation. No matter, the ship is adequate, and I am finally on my way. I feel as though my moment is at hand. Beyond the point of no return, I find myself experiencing anxiety. What if I have miscalculated? The planet is here, as I had hoped. I must admit a burden feels lifted from my shoulders at this development. It is every bit as radioactive as I predicted. My precautions are justified. With the equipment we have brought, we will be able to explore it remotely from high orbit. With the auto-dock to monitor our received doses, we must make haste. One thing troubles me. I noted the look upon the captain's face when he observed sensor data to confirm my thesis that alien technology resides upon the surface of this world. He thinks me oblivious to social nouns, but I caught an abrupt and unmistakable air of calculation about him. My suspicions proved true. The Blackguard demanded a renegotiation of our agreement, one that would give him a ridiculous lion's share of the profit, atop the outlandish sum I have already paid. When I refused, he perpetrated physical violence upon my person. I regret the unfortunate events that took place. Speaking pragmatically, I had no other option. He underestimated me. I have studied many disciplines, Systema among them. I am also competent as a pilot, and do not anticipate any difficulties in operating the ship by myself. I disposed of the former captain's body expediently via the airlock. I cannot afford the luxury of time to agonize upon the matter further. The ship is already receiving dangerous levels of radiation from the planet. I must begin my work immediately. Alright, so there's that. You can turn the music player on and off. I don't know if it's copyrighted or not, so I'm not gonna mess with it. And you can play this game that is just involves like going around and fighting monsters, trying not to die, or dying horribly. You can play it however you want. Helps if I can actually get a weapon first. There we go. That'll help. Ooh, I should go for that armor too. As you can see, it's still a challenging game, but if you take your time to play with it, you can actually get pretty good. You fight monsters, beat them, get stronger, kite other ones, all that. Just a fun little game you can play. Wasting time and all that. But this round is not the one I expect to go favorably anyway, and I'm probably not going to make a prolonged run of this game, like no multi-episode series, very likely. As you can see, we have spacesuit, we have various terminals throughout. These are items I have in storage: a microphone, a compass, radio receiver, and status display. And we have some other racks for room. We can wear our EVA suit, which I think is good if certain conditions happen, like, because bad things can happen, like you can go out of the ship for one, and just, I think, drift off into space, or your life support can get shut down. As you can see, we have nitrogen, oxygen, gas reserves, air valves normal, air valves closed. You can turn off the everything. You can do emergency refills, which I don't know quite how that works. I think that's if you accidentally vent your air. And you can airlock. You can open and close it by clicking on the doors. So you could space yourself if you're not careful. Good times, right? As it suggested, you also are on a bit of a time crunch. You are getting irradiated. Even as we speak, I am dying. Here's our ship. Got all this. These are terminals. As you can see, there's terminals throughout the ship, door overrides, cargo system, breaking stuff all over, consumables, galley food, pump water, water filters, primary fuel, maneuvering, ablative heat shield, battery charge, all that good stuff, engines, yeah, nominal. And this is a game that is you're meant to play it a bit, die, play it again with what you learned, die again probably. Have fun with it. It's a kind of a multi-run exploration, figure things out as you go type of game. Primarily, we explore a planet's surface via a drone, which we can equip with things. And when you're starting up the game, there's an option to configure it, and you can tell it basically something I highly recommend you do is figure out play a bit, figure out which components you like having on the rover, and which ones you don't. And because, as I recall, the rover has limited space on it, and anytime you... so a room you can free up is more loot you can pick up while you're on the planet. But also, yeah, as you can see, here we go, rover contents. I've got this on here. But then, starting the game, you can have it configured to what is already in storage and what's on the rover. You definitely have to have certain things in order to really function. Like, you'll need the manipulator arms to pick things up. You'll need, well, the reserve battery and auxiliary generator are probably just a good thing to have. Some of these things are just good to keep on you. You've got a science lab, so as you find things, you find artifacts, you can study them. And all sorts of horrible things can happen to you. You can die in more ways than just radiation poisoning. As we get items, we'll be able to research them. Movement's kind of floaty. We're basically zero gravity. Here's medical, where we can come and be like, how radiated am I? Deactivate auto dock. Please remain. Med scan in progress. Now, this is something you'll probably want to do after every drop to the planet's surface, just to go, how bad am I? Danger. High radiation levels detected on ship. Move ship away from threat immediately. But you can't, because we're on we have to be near this planet. Please don't try climbing my lap. I am trying to go. Move your fat butt. No. Go. My orange cat is very persistent that I pet it right now. It's like, no, I'm recording. You're a good kitty, but no. Alright, treatment. Radiation mitigation therapy. Current dose equivalent. Yeah, and you can authorize treatment or decline it if you feel like taking a risk. And there's different endings depending on how you do things. And I have no idea what all the endings are. I have not gotten nearly all the endings in this game, I'm pretty sure. There's a rover. We'll deal with that in a little bit. I want to finish exploring this room a bit. And yeah, you can tell it to launch the rover, establish communications link with the rover, examine rover, survey map data, exit orbit, and end the expedition, which is basically the, alright, I'm done with my run. And ultimately, you get a score at the end based on how you did. For now, let's launch the rover as is. Examine rover survey map. Nothing right now. Establish communications link with the rover. As you can see, you get to watch it actually launch from the ship. And you can turn stuff on and off. So, like the auxiliary generator will burn your, will keep your battery charged more, but it will also burn your. I forget if it burns out something else faster. Like all your equipment can break down is part of the problem, so you have to be careful how you handle everything. Try to make the most of what you get. And some of the items you find will be useful, like there'll be a shield or a gun. And you will need guns, because there are things that you will encounter and have to deal with. Alright, so we're down... I think... Yep, going down to the planet. There we go. Powered. We have fully charged. I can't remember if there was fuel. Unused power. Mandatory. Power budget. Mostly it was... I think the auxiliary generator was especially useful if you started getting low on power. Say if you were firing a gun a bunch and all of that. Alright, we're on the planet. For now. So now let's look around and see what we've got here. Something weird here. Is this something... Object nearby. Okay. Trying to remember how some of this works. Goes when it says object nearby, you can go over here. There we go, found it, and pick up. Manipulator arms get used. And we have to wait for it to do it. Boom, item gets added to my inventory. Sick. And we can recall our drone a time. Let's go check this item next. And the deeper we go into this place, the more things we'll encounter, including hostile things and just other problems. Alright, we picked up another something. I can't just drive through here. Let's go around. The survey map's useful for a lot of reasons. I decided not to go with the compass and some of the other items we can get. Generally, it's a get to the center of whatever item you find, whatever structure you find, and then press pick up to get an item. And move on with life. But I know there's things we gotta watch out for. Enemy drones, enemy alien creatures. There's a creature that can attach an egg, I believe, to our ship, to our drone, and it'll come up with it and kill us. There's probably some way to fight it off, I don't know, but right now our drone does not have any such things, and we don't have any such thing on our ship. I don't even know if spacing it would help. Also, as you can see, there are a lot of places we can look and poke around and just find things to grab. Alright, get a little closer. Now let's just load up as much as we can. Because as much as we, like, there's the whole thing of looking around, exploring, figuring out what's going on. But also there's trying to find better loot, get more score, and, of course, survive this expedition. This is cool looking. I don't know what this is. Pick it up. Alright, and we are full, so no point in hanging around. Recall. Whee! And let's see here. Internal rover temperature. Yeah, we got some interesting little things here that just we can look at. Let's go back to here. Examine. We can examine our map of where we are and where we've been. Don't want to exit orbit right now. Right now, we want to go back out here and hopefully not get killed by anything. And if there is an alien, we can actually like see it come off the rover and get into our ventilation shafts, or like these areas here, and so like we can have an alien. So these areas. Gotta wait for the rover to get back though. Matching orbit. Yep. It is a little bit of a wait, which is part of the trick to this whole game as well, is just trying not to get yourself killed. It's like, how long can I wait before I recover from what I'm doing? Alright, let's take this and move it to the science lab, move this to the science lab, move this to the science lab, and let's move this to the science lab. And for now, we'll put this in the cargo bay, and this in the cargo bay. Alright. So yeah, I left the microphone, I left the compass, I left the radio receiver, and the status display. I think the, well, I'm not sure what that error display was there for a second. But, there we go. All good. All good. Alright, research all. And these all take a while, depending on, ooh, the one that's taking longest is probably a better idea. So, yeah, that's all working there. And we actually, unfortunately, we do have to actually be here, like, researching. So it's not the best in some regards. Researching all this. Good. Phase 2 on some of these is going well. And you see, like, mechanical, sensor, optical. So some of these things will be upgrades for that we could equip to our... Some of these are things that we could just sell. But some of them are things we can equip to our rover to give it better capabilities, a better view, a better camera, a weapon to defend itself, a better sensor for depicting like what we can see and find, for detecting areas of interest. Phase 2, alright, and phase 3, upgrade ready, yep, select, yep, we already did that. As you can see, oh, it does continue acting without my bad, I forgot it. I thought I had stopped when I pulled away of me. But we're there, so that's doing that. While that's researching, it's always good to shut the doors behind you, probably, in most areas, just so in case something does get on board, it can't have free reign of the ship's SEs. Let's scan ourselves. We've been doing things for a bit. Radiation damage, cellular damage caused by ionizing radiation, elevation of long-term risk, authorized treatment. Sure. Let's keep ourselves healthy as well as we can. Then, alright, making progress there, these should be, alright, few items would be really close to done. I like how the name changes on as we discover more. Yep, thermal, okay. Okay, flame projector, so that's probably a flamethrower. Great. So now we can look at them. The purpose of this device is uncertain. It consists of a thermally insulated, open-ended chamber ringed with unknown structures. When activated, it emits a high-temperature cloud of conflagrating materials. The emission pressure is insufficient for efficient propulsion. The device could be used as an offensive weapon. The size of this weapon precludes turret mounting in the rover. leaving a fixed final mount as the only option. This device is thermally efficient, remaining relatively cool during operation. This object is particularly damaging. So yeah, we could equip our rover with this and have a flamethrower weapon to defend it with. The downside is that's something else that will use power, have heat buildup, and it will take up a slot, which means less loot we can grab before we have to pull back. This device is a high-energy laser capable of delivering a high-energy output in a very short duty cycle. The beam will attenuate throughout atmosphere, resulting in a reduced damage over distance. So short-range laser, but it sounds like it could probably be equipped on the turret portion of our rover and actually probably be aimed a little better that way. Alright, microphone. This device is a pressure transducer. It can easily be adapted as a microphone to transmit an audio feed via the rover's uplink and power control and distribution subsystem. This device will control and prioritize power flow between installed rover subsystems. When this system is powered on, rover devices placed higher in the list will be given priority over rover devices placed lower on the list. This replaces the default behavior in a power shortage at available power being shared. Cool. So we learn all this stuff, we get a bunch of data, and then we have to go back over here and let's equip the burst laser. Actually, I think we had to go to the garage with it. Oh. What's this? I don't remember this. Press delete to run setup, press escape to access group selection, cargo booting cargo. Oh, maybe it's actually installing it. Okay. I didn't remember this part from my old place. So, okay. Yeah, I don't know if that actually did anything enough. But let's send this to storage, and this to storage. Send these over to the research bay, and rover to garage. I think I have to send it to the garage in order to put things, but I can't remember. So I want to double check that, and if anything else, it's something we can explore. Let's get the research going on this, though. Research all. Oh, one of those is going to probably useless for me. But hey, we'll find it. Yeah, okay, I did have to come here to install. Now it's installed, we can actually use it. Alright. And we can repair items if they get broken. We're over to cargo bay. Let's just launch the rover. Yep. So the rover's headed out. Good. Some sort of launcher, huh? We have a range of equipment. This device appears to be a large, unguided drone equipped with proximity-fused explosive warhead. This launcher is particularly compact and can be adapted to fit in the rover turret stick. And this one's going to be another laser, it looks like. Sometimes you can kind of just guess ahead of time. But I believe you also want to research them just so you know their value. This device is a laser computer to operate in infrared, capable of delivering a high energy output over a short duty cycle. The beam will attenuate if atmosphere line damage over distance. So yeah, different laser. Okay, let's go to here and send these over to our storage. There we go. Also, for a low, for a pretty low res game and all that, it functions really well. Alright, established communications, sick. We're going down. Let's see where we're at, and if we can re-center ourselves based on what we're seeing and what we saw before. Alright, so then we can turn on the laser and activate the turret, and as you can see, it fires in bursts. And then it has to recharge, it looks like. Alright, so that could be good. And that could be very important if we need to use a laser. For now, let's turn that off just to regain our charges. And get over here. How do I grab? Pick up. And you could move things around in the rover a bit so that they don't leave weird gaps if you want to have it neat. It's just I was too lazy to take the time to reorganize everything. Alright, let's keep an eye out for hostiles. The more we explore, depending on which direction we go, chances are we'll find something at some point. We're at that thing. Let's head for some of these more distant ones. And as you do this, you kind of can get some idea of maybe what happened to the aliens, society, what happened to this world, and all that good stuff. That is a hostile, I believe. Maybe not. It seems to be an inactive one. Just gonna zap it a few times to be safe. The turret's movement is very nice. Alright, I'm not seeing any reaction to it. I thought it was a turret, but maybe it's not. Alright, let's... Oh, yeah, the auxiliary generator does have fuel. Okay. Pick up. So this is just a pickup item. Okay, I thought it was a robot, because some of the robots look kind of similar. Right. Ooh, we might already have one of these items or something similar to it, since I'm seeing we already have some info on some of this. So, yeah. Basic game, but a lot of like the story and everything is just kind of left up to you to infer for yourself based on what you discover, which is kind of a element of storytelling I like. Like, as you can see, we did have some reading, we did get a bit of input on some things, but ultimately it's left up to us to decide what do we think about all this. Do I go for that little thing over there? Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Then we'll take a right and head for that big building and for our last grab. Pick up. Hopefully we don't have any hostiles coming at us from a direction I can't see. Always a possibility. Looks like some sort of manipulator arms or a tree. Yeah, it's a tree. Okay, I want to go for this building, I think. Ooh, our rover's having trouble with the hills. Okay, good to know. Hopefully we can make it in here without issues. Ooh, our rover may not have enough tread strength to actually get up this hill to it. Okay. Well, let me cut around here. I think this is where we want to go to it. Sure, its battery's doing alright. We're alright. Nope, this is not what I need. Unless there's a doorway or something that I'm missing. Probably on this side. No. Object nearby? Okay, right. Maybe we're getting somewhere. Is he on the other side of this wall? I think it is. Kind of surprised we haven't seen any hostiles or other moving, well, anything right now. There's another structure over there, it looks like. Maybe it's going to be a weird one, and you have to approach it from this section. Nope, I'm missing something. Nope, it might be from the back side that we have to come at it, so let's cut over here then. Don't see anything major over here. This should be it. Come on, where's the object? Object nearby. Come on, give me object. Okay, that one's proving particularly tricky for some reason. Oh well. Let's poke around a little bit more before we recall then. So we have to remember, this is a highly irradiated planet. And that's a big part of this whole thing is like, are these aliens alive? Are they adapted to radiation? What is the deal with everything? And I'm really surprised we have not seen, well, anything for that matter, movement-wise. No turrets, no, like, no drones, no flying or ground units, no weird alien critters. This is very strange. I like that I can enter turret while still driving. That's handy. Okay. Can I find the item here? If there is one. Maybe not. Manipulator arms are still good. But I don't see a item nearby to take. Alright. We may have to pull out soon. Just make do with what we've got. Oh, this hill is giving me a lot of trouble with my rover. Is that something we can grab? Or is that a... That is another grabble, it looks like. This is so weird. I don't think I've ever played this game so much and never run into an enemy. It is a bit randomized as I understand it, though, so that's, I guess, not entirely odd. Well, let's recall the rover and work from there. That's coming back. While that does that, let's get a look at what we can do here. Nothing new there to deal with. Okay, I thought it was a drone launcher. I guess they called it a rocket launcher. I didn't pay attention to that name. Let's wait for a little bit longer, maybe. Yeah, that's late. Check the auto dock. Maybe the drone's still coming up. It's gonna be a few minutes. It's a little weird moving in the zero gravity. Radiation, mitigation therapy, correct dose, equivalence, post-treatment estimation, authorized. So as you can see, like if you pay attention and take time to understand the numbers, our condition is worse. We are all available radiation treatment applied, no further mitigation possible at this time. But eventually it'll like start doing permanent damage to us physically. We'll be getting ourselves in a lot of trouble. Alright, let's send that, and this on over to research. Those researching while we're at it. One of those is going to be an interesting one, it looks like. They work with me. And let's send this over to our cargo bay. And then we want to speed things up. Definitely a game where multitasking is encouraged. Launch the rover. Okay, that's coming along. That's coming along. Mechanical, electrical, filters. Right. I love that you can actually watch the rover go down. which is a nice little feature. Turret. Like, we can even look around. I think we can see where we came from. Okay, can't see my ship with all the light from the atmospheric entry. I love that our turret, our rover here is durable enough to survive that. You can also change like which screens items show up on by clicking on the display and adjusting which. So like I could have the survey map be the main view screen if I wanted. Don't know why I would want that. But you can adjust it as is. You can include a microphone, pick up audio, all sorts of things you can do with this game. It's very interestingly designed like that. Alright. Ooh, the ground looks a little more wasted out here. Let's go this way and see what we can find. Something interesting in that direction. Being a little antsy about the whole not finding any aliens thing. No signs of life is making me worry that something is going to have a sign of life when I'm not looking at it, and it's going to come and murder me, and I'll be really regretting that. And being one of the bad endings. That looks interesting. Alright, is this an approachable section? No. I wonder if there's a way to open up a building or a door or something that's missing. It's possible, like, get a specific item and maybe it would open up new areas. I could so see this game being able to pull that off. But then again, I could be wrong. Might do nothing. This is gonna make me drive to the top, isn't it? I think this item, this turret, or whatever this is going to make me have to drive my rover up to the top in order to get an item out of it. Something's weird about that one over there. I like the look of some of this. Object nearby, I know. But I have to go all the way up this thing to get it. Alright, come on. Keep climbing. Keep climbing. You can do it. I know. Good little rover. I know you're not. Uh-oh. That's bad for me. You see that thing flying off there? That is probably a drone. I'm not aware of anything that can actually attack my ship, though, so we should be okay in that regard. Like, nothing that could attack my ship. Uh-oh. I don't like that one's all glitchy. Let's recall. I want to take a look at that. Did I just grab an alien egg? I see a weird building over there. This looks important, though. The fact that it is all glitchy is probably means it's either going to kill me or it's really, really weak. Okay, analyzer. Method operation unknown. Significance of signals unknown. Crystals connection will appear to be wave guides with power to act as a receiving unit. Alright, so some sort of up there. Storage batteries. Better battery probably than what I've got. Cells. Alright. Armor plating for my. So it adds a bunch of weight probably, but okay, that adds considerable protection to my ships, to my rover. And this one, data stored on this wafer appears to be compressed 2D image data. Numerical analysis revealed that the decompression algorithm based on subsets of the Mandelbrot set luminance data has been reconstructed with a high degree of confidence. Insufficient data exists for spectrum of color or color reproduction. I'm not sure what that means. But error. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I need to go and probably reboot something. Force reboot. And force reboot. And see, stuff breaks down. Then you have to fix it. my consumables to be. Alright, we're still doing pretty good at that. Primary fuel's getting a little lower than I would like. Yeah. I think we're good for now. Hopefully that'll work. Nothing crawled off my ship, off my drone while I was working at it, hopefully. Let's see, armor plating. Let's put you there. Let's put you there. Storage battery can go there. You can come over here along with... I want to get that researched and see what comes of it. Once that's done, I'm going to send the rover to the garage. The reason is I want to see what equipping these will do and how it will change things up. Let's put on this microphone as well. Stick a rocket launcher on there for fun. And what about a flame projector? Just kicks and giggles of testing it all out. Oops, I don't want return to game. Pushing the wrong button. There we go. Ooh, I don't know why that one is all blurry. That makes me wonder. Are you going to kill me? Or is it because it's something that is extremely hard to research? Looks like it is going to take a while to research it. Alright, you're all done unloading and whatnot. Go over to garage so we can get things installed. Alright. Let's say this install, this install, this install, this install, this install. Alright. Now, let's terminal situation good. Maneuverability and agility is poor. Good. Who would have guessed? Power situation is terrible. Who would have guessed? Alright, so maybe we turn off some of these things and just turn them on once we get down there. Let's launch this. This can go down and launch, and we can see what we get. I think we're getting close to our end of this run. Easily be adapted as a microphone to transmit on audio feed via the rover. Yeah, okay, cool. And this is still going through phase 1. That thing is going to take a long time, apparently. I want to see what that item is before we leave, for sure. Deorbiting. Alright, while that heads down, let's check ourselves over. Want to make sure we're not dying any faster than absolutely necessary. Just gonna auto stay do the treatment. Alright. That's doing that. That's doing that. Alright. Let's see what our rover's got for us. Coming down fast. Edge. As you can see, our loadout has significantly changed from what we can see here. Because we've adjusted a lot of things. We're dropping in, and it drops us exactly where we left off. Let's poke around a little bit. Oh, an object nearby, you say? Oh, that's probably a bad thing. Because that probably means that there's an alien or something nearby. Trying to do bad things to me. Well, let's see. Let's test out our flamethrower. Seems to work pretty well. Let's check out the rocket launcher. Maybe not while we're standing right here. Yeah, so maybe what we saw fly off into space there was something shooting a rocket at something else. Yeah, is this a one-shot rocket? It might be. Alright, let's check out our image data and swap that to... let's swap it to here. Image data. Ah, so it's just something we can view. That's cool. I'm not sure what that's about. Alright. Signal analyzer. Let's swap that in here. Power it on. Guessing that'll help guide us to something if we were to do it right. Microphone. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know what all that's about. Oh, whoops. Recall rover to ship. Let's do that. Let's pull it up. I'm thinking we're at the end of this run, and I don't want to screw it up. Because this is some interesting stuff that I wasn't expecting. Some sort of camera? We'll probably change our view. But it's taking so long to research it. Must be a weird one. Okay, that's all in place. Matching orbit, good. That's coming along, that's coming along. Alright. Good. Let's check our supplies. Think here soon. Matching orbit, yep, that's coming. Okay, our rockets and all that, yep, everything's there. Let's rover to the garage. We can unload it. Oh, that's got damaged, it looks like. So, uninstall. We can move it over to repair it. Can't repair the object already in nominal condition. Further improvement is possible beyond never mind. But it's not that. Uninstall. Uninstall. Let's uninstall. Oh yeah, its credits value went way lower now with the rocket launcher. So I guess it was a one-time use item. Interesting. Okay. Then we're going to go this over to cargo bay so I can move some of these items off of it. Camera should be about done. Or not. It's gonna take a sweet time apparently. Man, I really want to see what that does. So let's just try this a little bit while we wait. I see a helmet. Alright, an axe is a very good weapon here. I believe we can... Oops. Wait a turn. There we go. Get a shield. Generally, it's better to wait for the enemy to come to you so they don't get a free hit out yet. But they are unending, so you always have to keep. We get gold, I think, for... I think we can just find places. There we go, found some gold, found some health. Little things like that you can just do in this game and progress through it. Get off my armor, I want it. And there's better or worse equipment. This is actually a worse shield than what I've got, so I won't pick, well, the guy doesn't pick you up. And it just goes endlessly until you die. Alright, let's move on though. Because I bet this is getting close to done and I don't want to miss out on this due to taking one. Let's explore a little bit more of the ship, I guess. What does this all look like? Auto dock. Got our supplies. EVA suit. I don't want to risk losing that losing by jumping out into space right now. Maybe we'll explore that on our next run. Just throw ourselves into space and see what happens. Alright. Our racks are almost filled up with supplies. I think you can discard items if you decide you don't want them. Man, this is... I'm really hoping this gives us some weird view or something we can just appreciate, because this is taking a super long time to research it. I'm guessing that means it's a super alien item that like our technology is not familiar with, and so analyzing it is taking extra long. Wind power generates variable output depending on orientation and nearby objects. Camera capable of operating a video signal. Additional research is needed to determine spectral sensitivity and operating. Further research appears promising as predicted to go quickly. Found this sample. Oh, user is interactively assisting research on the sample, so our being here helps it go faster. Okay, so there is an advantage of waiting around at the station. Yeah, it's going up by 2% now instead of 1% every time it goes up. I think that's how it's working anyway. And that feels like the salt. Okay. Weird. I'm not sure what to make of that. But we're almost done, so let's just poke around and see if anything else is stuck out to us. Okay, nothing there, nothing there. No horrible death awaiting us so far. That's probably a good thing. Though I bet we've gotten a lethal dose of radiation by now with how long it's taken. Good. Oh, we have a periodic table here. That's all fuzzy, can't read it. Health hazard, fire hazard, reactivity, specific hazard. Ah, fun. May detonate, shock and heat may detonate, violent chemical change, unstable if heated, stable. Use no water, radiation hazard, blah blah blah, oxidizer, normal material, slightly hazard, deadly, blah blah blah, below, will not burn. Cool. Fun stuff. Well, looks like this is done. This device can be adapted to operate as a video camera in the visible light spectrum. The lens configuration produces a telephoto effect with a relatively narrow field of view. Okay. And for something that was so... long in design, in being able to recover what it did, it wasn't worth a lot, which is very strange. Actually, let's put this on the rover. That's what I meant to do. Once this is loaded, let's go install it. I just want to see what this new camera would look like, you know? Anything else here that would be of interest? Armor plating to the garage. I love that we can just see stuff transport. That's a huge thing. Alright. Now we could just take this and install. Install. Alright. Cool. Alright, robot. Rover to cargo bay. And launch. In 3, 2, 1. Ooh, I wonder. Maybe the red isn't showing that it's hard to. Maybe I misunderstood it. Maybe the red isn't showing that it is hard to research it, or that it's not. Maybe part of the problem was that it was really damaged. I didn't check whether it was a repairable item or not. All right, let's test that. This here. Whoa, okay. It apparently drains our battery like insanely fast. Well, let's see what happens when we get down here a bit more. No, doesn't really pick up anything there. Come on. And there we go. Let's activate the auxiliary generator, keep it running. I just want to get an idea of whether it will have anything interesting. You know? Whether it'll show anything differently. Oh, it does have a telescopic view, so I see everything that's further away as if it was closer. Okay. But it is also glitchy as all it could be. So, okay, so I bet it is damaged. Alright, one last recall, and then once it's back, I want to take it to the garage and see whether repairs are a thing that we can do with that. Just out of curiosity, before we launch off and heal one more time and then go home to make a buck, because we've got a good loadout, and I think we'll get a decent score out of all this. Many of these resources, like boxes, move around over time. Authorized treatment, yeah. Using our dock, as you can see. Alright. All available radiation, moderate radiation sickness, significant cellular damage, damage to bone marrow, blood cell count markedly reduced. So yeah, as you can see, like, we're getting worse. We are getting killed by radiation. Robot to garage. I just want to see if this is a repairable item or not. And what repairs would involve. Estimated probability of success, probability of catastrophic failure, probability of failure. Sure, let's do it and see what happens. I have a suspicion that catastrophic failure means we get blown up, though. Over modification in progress. Yeah. Maybe got pulled off so it can get repaired. Oh, that's not good. Reboot. Catastrophic failure. Okay, that probably means that it is no good and we aren't getting it back. I'm betting it is destroyed. Right? Though upside, it didn't blow up. So that's probably a good thing. Also, we can see all this information like this. Yep, it's gone. Okay. Well, next stop, let's leave. And so I can show you how the game resolves. You go through all this, you go through your whole thing, and you go, alright, well, we're done here. Let's exit link and exit orbit and end. Origin, unrecognized planet. Destination, Davis Station. Delta available, consumption, Delta to remain, max acceleration, transit time 17 days, caution descends the expedition and cannot be undone. Confirm course. Yes. Brace for thrust. Willie Hudson explored the planet's surface at some length, mapping portions of the lifeless rocky island he discovered at the landing site. He looted 10 derelicts and recovered 11 alien artifacts from the surface. He made use of the Mercury's research lab, granting him basic familiarity with several alien technologies. The most valuable of the items recovered was an image data valued at 5,300 credits. In all, his collected treasures were worth a total of 29,655 credits. In the course of his encounter, he exposed himself to a dangerous dose of hard radiation. He learned shortly after arrival at Davis Station he had taken about all of the radiation exposure that his body could withstand. In fact, he would be well advised to retire from his career as a spacer. Fortunately, the sale of the cargo he recovered set him up for a decent retirement. These days, Willie Hudson makes a little extra money on the side, working for a prestigious museum as a caretaker. It amuses him to walk around dusting their fake reproduction of SV-284 Mercury in the center of the main exhibit, an alien technology just to see who recognizes him. A main exhibit on alien technology, just to see who recognizes him. Exploration, object recovery, research, concerning health. Final score. So that's how the game goes. You lose points for your health, and ultimately comes around to how well did you do. And apparently that was my best run ever. As you can see, I did some older runs just to have fun with them and actually bother to name my characters. They usually name my characters now. But this time I just went randomized. So let's go back to the menu and let's do one more quick drop. Say new game. As you can see, it kicks out to here where it does the whole load up. And that's how you get started on a new game. And blah blah blah, name, ship name, all that. You can customize your ship if you want to different colors and all that, just for fun, kicks and giggles. Begin game. Yeah, I got time for a little bit more. Here, let's just 20 years in the future. Oh, the ship color apparently also colors the screens. That's a fun touch I wasn't aware of. Well, we're here. Launch the rover now! Look at that. Planetary mess down there. Oh, we can even see the rover leave. That's cool. Okay. The one thing I didn't do last time that I wanted to check. What happens if we actually put our suit on? Wear EVA suit. And actually go outside, shall we? Put on our EVA suit. Good. I wonder what the point of this would be. Probably should do that so I don't spit it. Cool, we can look around outside of the ship like this. Maybe if there was something we noticed, we could go around and do something about it. I don't know. I don't know if there's ever a actual reason to come out of the ship, other than to just look around and go, this is cool, I like this. Get a good look at the planet, that's for sure. You just decide where this is where our drone would go in. You can, I like that you can actually look in. It's not just we pasted a picture on the window. This is you're actually looking through into it type of situation. So that's really just a nice touch. Like I said, cheap game, low res, not really a long game in a lot of cases. Woo! Whoops, there I go, vacating my air out of my system, because I wasn't being smart. And I love that. That's a cool effect. They didn't have to do that. They, like, having the air actually vent and throw me out of the ship, that is an effect they did not have to do. Alright, now we've got, oh dear, danger, danger, place is in trouble. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. Obviously, we're having some issues. Okay, refill soup tanks, emergency refill. Oh, that actually lowers our overall ship setup. And there we go, air valves normal. Alright. Like, these are some details of this whole ship setup. They did not have to put in a simple game like this. The fact that you can just do this and have fun with it. And explore how you want to in a lot of ways. It's so good. Let's check our health stats. Because I bet we took a lot of radiation floating around out there. Okay. Yeah. What's our status? Warning, Medscan radiation doses above approved exposure limit. Cellular damage detected. Authorized treatment. Okay, it's just red because our ship's everything is red, design-wise. Patient in nominal condition, no intervention recommended. Alright, so oddly enough, we did not get nearly as exposed to radiation as I expected. Well, let's go check on our everything. Radiation, caution, yeah. Ooh, I want to explore a check here. Is there like a button to close the blinds on our ship? You know? Just like extra radiation shielding we could do? Doesn't look like it. Alright, establish communications with the rover. Poke around. See if we can find anything. Ooh, you know what this reminds me of? Alien. This looks like a jockey's seat. Probably not really, but like it could be an homage to that. I could see that happening. I love the look of this. Can we find an alien now is the next question. And of course, just like a game like this, you can just choose to up and leave right away. Not get any details, not get any rewards, get a really low score. I think that's actually why one of my scores was really low, is because I just like, what happens if I just leave? It's like, haha, you left, you're in debt, but you're healthy. Or something along those lines. I forget. And you'll always wonder, what could have been because you didn't go out and explore? Ooh, that's an ocean. I should probably not drive my rover into that. I have a strong suspicion if I did, I would regret it, and it would be bad for my rover's health and recoverability. Especially since I always get dropped back down exactly where I launched out of when I do a recall. So, I don't know if there's a way to change that, actually. There probably is some way to, but I don't know what it is, if so. Let's see if we can find anything really cool down here before we call it a run. Like, can we find some aliens? Can we see anything that we haven't seen yet? Ooh, that looks like an anti-air gun. Yeah, that sure looks like a turret. Oh, pick up. There we go. Found it. Any of you aliens around here? I know there's aliens. I've seen them in the past. Things happen to people out here. Come on, anything cool? I bet there were some items as well, like I think it was as you get closer to like the aliens' main facility or main city, you run into more resistance, more alien devices and things that'll attack your rover. Okay, yeah, that's different. And that was shooting a laser. I saw that. Oh. We're getting shot. We're getting shot. Recall! Recall now! We're taking damage! So you see that thing that was standing there? That was actual alien device. And that was shooting us. I had nothing to defend myself with, though. I had damaged a bunch of my stuff. Exit link. Well, sadly, it's not looking like I'm going to be able to show you what happens if an alien gets on my ship. But there is a thing where, like, yeah, this weird little, like, stick figure, like, maybe not stick figure, but really skinny, weird, twig-like alien. Kind of like a twig blight from D&D, if I remember right. It's been a while since I played this game. But it comes over to your rover and it puts an item on you. On your rover, which is an egg. And when it comes up, it sits for a while, and then it hatches, and you get this weird, almost like a, I forget what the alien looked like exactly. I want to say it was like a, kind of a floating squid thing. Anyway, you get an alien that hatches and hunts you down through, like, it can go through the transportation areas, and it'll find you, and it will kill you. That's one way you can lose this game. Alright, those are going over there. Then let's send this over to the repair bay. Once it's done unloading everything. Alright, while it's doing that, let me get these researching. Yeah, I don't really like the red screen effect, just because, oh, it really does change up a lot of the look of things. Like, even these are red, like, a lot of stuff is red. But it makes me, I don't like the red color with this, because it makes me think that things are broken, and dying, or breaking, and horrible things are going to happen to me if I'm not. Alright. Repair item. 100% probability. Repair item. Yes. Super repair. Repair item. So these are easy to fix items, right? Because they're items that we know everything about. There are items. Get some of these. Checked over. Mechanical. Lots of mechanical. Interesting. Makes me wonder what these are at the end of being. Also, I don't know. I think we still get the value of them, more or less. Or some degree of value out of them if we leave without researching them. But I don't know for sure. Like, this one. Yeah, I don't know. Let's move you to storage. How about that? How's our repairs going? Alright. Then we'd have to put them back on and reinstall them. Yep, okay. Basic stuff. Pretty basic. That's researching. You know what? I think this is a good spot to end this and just call it good. I should move on with stuff for the night. Let's heal up one more time. Now let's just see what the ending looks like if we leave right now. How that affects things. Authorized treatment. Warning radiation doses above approved exposure limit. Available radiation treatments, etc. and so forth. Yeah. Let's get out of here. And exit orbit, yes. Brace for thrust. So the ending's always the same, it looks like. Let's see what we with this next one. I know it's going to be a low score. Nicholas Anderson conducted a modest exploration of the planet's surface, documenting several interesting features of the rocky island he discovered at the landing site. He looted 5 alien artifacts from derricks at the surface during the long voyage home. The Olympus science computer identified the most valuable among them as a flame repeater worth credits. Oh, that's cool. It accounts for the items that are being researched even when I left. That's really cool to know. In all, his collected treasures were worth a total of 12, more than I thought. He performed a cursory amount of research using the Olympus Science Lab, identifying the probable function of a few objects. In the course of his expedition, he exposed himself to no significant radiation damage. He made a decent profit on this run. He will sell the recovered salvage, the survey data and the coordinates, and do a few choice upgrades to the Olympus. After that, he will go looking for other adventures. He has had his fill of deadly radiation, thanks. Plenty of other opportunities await the discoverer of an alien world. Yeah, so actually that worked out well for us. But ultimately, that was still a pretty boring run in regards to what we found. Obviously, you could really push your luck, get deadly radiation poisoning levels to like, hey, your character's going to die. But you found some cool stuff. You learned some interesting things. Or you could really rush, maybe get through alive, but actually discover something cool on the planet. I don't know how deep this game's lore goes exactly. It looks like everything's really told through just bits of things you find and like what you run into on the alien surface. Obviously, there's hostiles, so I think the biggest thing is jump down first, grab some items, get back up, hope that one of them's a weapon, so you can defend yourself. After that, maybe less important. Just try to find other things you can use to overall make do. I don't know how well the flamethrower works against the drones. It looks like those walking drones, like the one that zapped me with the laser there, are laser weapon users. So the flamethrower would be difficult just because of its close range there being necessary. But yeah, that is Scavenger SV-4. I think I got the name right. Anyway, if it's the sort of thing you like, check it out. It's just a cool little game. And I thought it was worth sharing. Yeah. I don't really have anything bad to say about the game. It maybe could use a little bit of a tutorial option, just because, you know, it's a lot of learn as you go things, but at the same time, that's part of the fun of this game. It's designed to throw you into the middle of not knowing anything and having to work your way through it. And the experience is very customizable, other than adjusting, like... Well, let me see if I can show you. Options. Kicks me out here. So, yeah, you can set everything. Cast shadows, texture details, look distance, mouse sensitivity. You have a lot of control over the general game aspects, like the screen, crosshairs, all of that. You can make it look however you want in that regard. Starting equipment, like I said, you can tell it what's not brought at all, what's in storage. So, like, say I decide I never want to use a compass. I can move this to, yeah, I could change this to either be on a rover slot or do not bring a compass. That means one less item that I have to deal with that's taking up a slot, more slots I could fill in with goodies. And I could continue to do that, or I could say keep it in storage or put it on my rover. And save changes and everything there, and exit when I'm done. You can adjust the key bindings, which is a really nice feature. You can also play with a joystick, I guess, or a gamepad, but I don't know how that works because I don't use those. Save changes and exit, and then it restarts the game. You jump in. Yeah, just a fun little game. Worth, I think, the money I paid for it. I don't even remember how much I paid for this. It's been a while. Let me check the store page. I'll definitely put a link in the description.
Lately, I've been...
So, Scavenger SV-4, 15 bucks. It's maybe a little more than I remembered it being, but at the same time, it's a lot smoother than I remembered it being too. Like, I don't know if this had some improvements over time or what. I don't think it's had any major updates for a good 4 or 5 years. Other than a small minor patch which changed to make sure they didn't get in trouble with copyright for the medical bay sign, because that was a thing. That was a thing a while back. Even that was last year. That was a thing that went around for a while. Otherwise, it hadn't had any major updates in a while. But it's a good game, worth playing. As you can see, I've got my channel in the background there. I've seen a video uploaded, and another one being worked on. The last ending of Miro is just getting done here. I'll have to upload that next. I'm still playing a ton of other games. Like, mostly I'm still working through Clair Obscure. I really should get back to Blueprints at some point, but I'm not sure how I want to continue that one. Well, everyone, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hit like, hit subscribe to keep up with new releases if you haven't done so already. I hope you know, if this is the type of game you like, this weird exploration thing of run in, press your luck, see what you can discover, it's a worthwhile game. I think I must have picked this up on sale somewhere, because I remember it being cheaper. But either way, 15 bucks still, I would say, is probably worth it if this is your type of game, because it handles smoothly. It's well made. It looks like it's kind of low res. It's not huge, but it's not like super low res where everything's so blocky you can't understand what you're even looking at it all. And yeah, it's got that charm to it of actually exploring, actually checking things out and figuring what's going on with them. And I think I'm going to leave that here. Thanks for everything. Comments below, what did you guys think about the game? And have you played it? If so, any fun experiences, things that you've seen that really like freaked you out, that you really enjoyed maybe, or really didn't enjoy? Have a great night, everyone. Bye.